out on the stage when I'm about to get it. Like I bust out of this cage when I started winning. Watch the bright lights fade when I'm on them swinging. Plus I'm about to get paid like I'm on a mission. This ain't fight night, baby, this is night night. Yeah, feeling right, knuckles clenched, I got the mic tight. Lay my belt on the bench cause it's in my sights. Yeah, plus I'm coming for your head, Chuck, ice tight. I ain't no stranger to circumstance, don't notice I'm about to dance. I keep my ship tight cause any moment I'm throwing hands. I'm blowing up on your man, KOing him on demand. Fight of the night, bitch, I'll put ice in my corner, man. Coming for the win, no weakness. Kote on a mission, no secret. Flick of the wrist, no sleep.
Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a una nueva entrevista de Fordewin MMA. Estoy acompañado de alguien que peleó recientemente, el fin de semana pasado. Vamos a cambiar a inglés. And we're gonna start right now. I'm here with my man Jared Cannonier, number 3 in the UFC middleweight rankings, coming hot out of a special win against my man Kelvin Gastelum. How you doing, Jared? Thank you for being at Fordewin MMA. Welcome.
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you having me here. I think it's my first. Well, we met in Chile. I remember
yeah, we met in Chile.
Yeah,
I
recognize you. Yeah. But this is my first time on the show, so I appreciate you having me on Fordewin MMA.
Did my ears deceive me? Did you say that you remember me? Because I was like 20 to 30 pounds heavier and I was looking like a puff marshmallow, man.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, my man. I'm going to send you some pictures that I had from that day. We met at the hotel. We had a good time. Man, let's jump in right into the action, shall we? This was an amazing fight. How are you living all this aftermath after such a dominant victory against a tough opponent such as Kelvin Gastelum?
Well, there's not much to the aftermath. Life pretty much goes back to normal after these fights, unless you do something like super spectacular and go viral, as they say. But it's normal business here, man. Right now, I'm not training because I'm letting some of the bruises heal and stuff like that. On top of that, I'm essentially a full-time father here right now, taking care of the kid, taking them to school, picking them up from school, doing homework with them, and stuff like that. So my nose is still on the grindstone in another sense of the way.
Yeah, but it's beautiful, man. Having some time off to just share with the kid and do normal things has to be refreshing after all that tension and all that hype from the fight on Saturday, man. How did you feel going 5 rounds with such a physical fighter as Gastelum?
It felt like it was, after the fight, I felt run down. Usually guys don't go to sleep after fights or anything like that, but I was tired, man. And as soon as I found a pillow, I was on it. But after chilling out with my brothers and cousins, because they came to town and my wife was in town as well. So, but I was tired that night. It was a lot of work, that's for sure. So, for as much work as it was, I'm glad I didn't take as much damage. So, I'm still relatively healthy. And again, as soon as I get past these next couple of weeks, I'm going to get right back to the grind.
Is it common for you to have your family during fight week? Because you're telling me that this is special. You had your cousins, you had your family. Sounds like a beautiful time to have, right?
Well, with COVID going on, they haven't been allowing too many people to come to the
exactly.
events. So they came. Initially they were going to allow. I thought they were going to allow me to invite some guests. So. My cousins and we all made plans to come. And, like 2 weeks out, they told me, they're not going to give guys tickets. So we had already made arrangements, bought plane tickets and Airbnb, and couldn't really get refunds on those. So they came out for the weekend. And after the fight, I got to hang out with them and see them for a couple hours. And then we all parted ways in the morning.
Did you have the chance to take him out for a nice meal? What did you guys do? I'm always curious about what happens after the fight, right?
No, I went back to the hotel. Of course, they brought us back to the hotel. I gathered my bags, and my wife came and picked me up, and we went to the house that we had rented out for the night. And my cousin's brothers were there waiting, and we just talked about various things: the fight, the family, and our plans for fighting and family in the future. And then, we all went to sleep, and they caught flights in the morning, and we drove back in the morning.
Oh, great. That's a fun time to have for sure. I was just watching you because the blessings of the HD cameras allowed me to see you like really up close. I can see you're healing really good. I saw your interview with Ariel the other day, and I saw a little bit of that scratch, but it's working like a charm. What's your secret, man? What kind of creams are you using right now?
No creams, man. Only thing right now, I'm just putting Neosporin on it to keep it from getting too hard and, scabbed over and stuff like that. But it's just a nice little scratch. I'm sure the skin will grow back eventually. But
you're looking like Wolverine, my man, with all that healing power.
I wish, man. Then it wouldn't have been an issue after the fight. If I can heal right then and there, that'll be pretty cool. But then again, I'd have to answer a whole bunch more questions. Maybe some guys with black suits and gloves on start knocking on my door.
Right. But, well, since we're in the topic of healing, we were very worried about you because the last time you fought, you had a bit of a sour situation in your loss against Robert Whittaker. He's a great fighter. There's no shaming losing to a guy like that. But after the fight, you needed some time off. And I wanted to know, how are you feeling about your arm? Because my understanding is that the fracture was a tough one to have. Can you describe to me the process since you started, healing up all the way through camp?
Sure. Of course, in the fight, I broke my arm. My left, Robert threw a high kick, and I blocked it. And broke my left ulna, which is this bone in the forearm. And
that's a badass scar, man.
Well, thank you. It's pretty big too, man.
Right.
Damn near from my elbow to my wrist. But lost that fight. Went to a decision and lost that fight, and had surgery 6 days later. And 4 months after that, it was declared a non-union, and that's when the bone doesn't heal.
Right.
The bone didn't heal back together. So they went back in and had to do a whole nother procedure and did some other medical stuff. Like they did a bone graft. They gave me a bone stimulator and, therapy again, another 4 to 6, 8 months of therapy. But, that was pretty much the process. And it was just, longer than I would have liked. I would have liked to have been fighting in February or in March or April of this year, but instead I had just started physical therapy over again.
And coming into this, I'm sorry, please go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
So we did the physical therapy and got cleared and finally got another fight and got back into the win column.
Well, in this fight against Kelvin, did you feel any aftermath or any weird stuff in your arm going in there? Because I'm pretty sure that even though you feel confident and you give it all in training, there's still this factor of like the fatal oh shit moment where you actually feel something going on in your arm, right? Did you get any of that during that fight?
Against Whittaker or
no? Against Gastelum recently.
No, I didn't have any issues with it. The only thing, coming back from the injury, the arm isn't like 100%, if you will. I don't have complete range of motion in it, and it's not the same with impacting. So the punches don't necessarily feel exactly the same, but I can still punch a hole in somebody's face with this hand if I need to.
Yeah. The old Ray Longo special, punching a hole through the effing chest. Yeah, right. Well, since we're talking about coaches, he popped into my head, but there's another coach as well that he's really great, and I wanted to talk to you about him. How would you describe your relationship with all the fine folks at the MMA Lab, and of course, what is it like to hang out with my dear friend, Coach Javier Torres? How did that preparation, specifically with the Mexican powerhouse that he is, got you ready for fighting against Kelvin?
Well, Javi's been a part of our team for a while. When I moved down here, they didn't have too many 85ers here, so Coach Crouch, he reached out to other individuals in the area, and Javi definitely is a huge name, especially in the southern part of Phoenix and the Mesa Gilbert area. So and he's been in the game for years now, over 2 decades, I think, almost 2 decades. And he's known throughout this southwestern region and Latin America, as you know. And plus other parts of the world, man. Just traveling with this man, he knows people from Europe, people from Africa, people from the Middle East and Asia. He knows people all over the world. So, but outside of that, we brought him into he's been a part of a few of my camps. I think we brought him in on the Anderson Silva camp. I believe it was the Anderson Silva camp. We brought him in. He started coming in and training with us. And yeah, man, it's been perfect. It's been the perfect relationship ever since. I just can't say enough good things about him, man. This guy he's a really good friend, a super cool father, you know what I'm saying, a husband, and any other thing, he has many different titles, man. He does so many different things, the jack of all trades.
Absolutely.
And a master of some, So Javier is the man. So I love working with him, and especially all the rest of my team here at the MMA Lab. We got big things going on. You know what I'm saying? These guys are helping me get better every day, and I hope I'm doing the same thing for them.
Well, I heard recently that Javi will have a fight coming up in Bellator. Are you going to be in his corner just like he is in yours?
If he wants me there, I'm there for him. I've cornered him before. So, if he wants me there, I'm there for him.
Absolutely. It's so great to have Javi back in the competitions, man. Well, let's move and switch gears a little bit. We were talking about Jared Cannonier, the jack of many trades as well, right? A man who has fought in heavyweight, light heavyweight, now middleweight. There's different types of actions from you in each division. What would you say is your preferred one? How do you feel more comfortable? Is it right now at middleweight?
Yeah, I feel really comfortable here at middleweight. I'm 4-1 right here at middleweight, so my record is better at this weight class than it was in my two previous weight classes. I've had more fights. No, I've had the same fights here that I've had at light heavyweight. So, but yes, I would definitely say this is my the preferable weight class. A lot of these guys don't have the size advantage over me, the height or reach advantage. And at this point in my career, they only have like years in service, but that doesn't mean they have more experience than me. So, it's more level playing field at 185 for me.
Well, when I met you, you were fighting 205, and let me tell you this, guys, if you're watching this and you haven't had the chance to be standing right next to Jared, let me tell you, he's built like a brick house, man. He's big. And I was just wondering how that switch from 205 to 185 went, because when I saw you, you were, damn, I know that if I wanted to ask you out and to have you running around Santiago with me to have some drinks or some food, it's going to be a big tab for me, man, because you look like you could eat and put down a plate or two.
Well, back then I could, man. I don't drink too much, but I could definitely eat. But no, not anymore. Because actually, when you saw me there, that was my last fight at 205.
Yeah,
and I was well at the weight limit, well before weigh-in, so it wasn't hardly anything of a weight cut. So 185 was definitely next in the future at that point in time.
Well, when I met you, I had this feeling that if you guys are watching this interview, you can already tell that Jared is really a down-to-earth kind of guy. You can actually talk to him without an issue. I even thought that you were kind of shy when I met you here in Chile, because I met you and you were surrounded by people that didn't speak a drop of English, trying to make you talk about the fight, and you were like, oh God, please, somebody else speaking in English for me, right? And I'm pretty sure I was translating for you for a while. We did like a little
a few other
press
people
point,
came over.
right? Yeah, they saw me translating for KGB Lee, and then I saw you, and I was like, I might as well get in my man's Jared good graces, right? So, Jared, when I met you, you had this really calm demeanor. You were coming against a guy like Dominic Reyes, who is a big name in the 205 division as well. And like I said before, you struck me as a very humble man. But in terms of the fighter, you showed us that your heart is undeniable. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel since the time we met in Chile and you had to take the decision to go down to 185? How much of an evolution has Jared Cannonier presented since that time to this performance, which right now gets you really close to the title picture, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm always growing, and with growth, there's always change and evolution. So that's always a goal of mine, or a focus of mine, to continually grow and learn more, you know? So, you know, from then, that was what, 2017?
2018.
2018, yeah, that was May of 2018.
Right.
So, yeah, it's been what, 3? It's been 3 years. Wow, it's been a long time, 3 years. Yes, I've definitely grown a lot. As you guys, I mean, as everybody knows, I dropped down to middleweight, got ranked in the top 10 and then in the top 5, and now I'm ranked number 3. I was right there at the title, so a lot of things have changed. The perspective, the perspective of my career, or the trajectory of my career, has I don't want to say change, because I always wanted to be the champion, but it's readjusted, if you will. So I'm in a good place right now. Happy I'm happy, proud of the work that I've done, and I can't wait to do a whole lot more. I'm ready to do more than that, and to do it better and to get better at it.
Absolutely. I can totally tell that you're psyched. Well, to switch gears again, there was this major talk at the end of the fight about fighters' pay. I don't want to get into the specifics because we could be talking about this forever, right? But I just wanted to know, do you fear any kind of repercussions about bringing this subject right now? Because I know when I heard you talking to Ariel Helwani, you were very clear about really being on board on how the UFC manages the payment, and you're not complaining that they're paying low money. It's just that you don't feel that the stature of the fighter that you are today should be living paycheck to paycheck, right? That's my understanding. Like, you want to be set up for a couple of years after each fight, right? Everybody does,
And I'm not, again, you're right. I'm not complaining to anybody. I'm not upset at my circumstance. I can definitely sympathize with a lot of the other fighters, but you can't. I don't know. Again, that wasn't my intent in at least in the post-fight interview. And then I did the interview with Ariel and tried to clarify it, and it got spun way out of control after that. So I found myself having. I don't know. I haven't been wanting to do damage control because that'd be ridiculous. So, no, I'm definitely content with my contract. I'm not complaining. I ain't trying to bring up the subject or anything. I was just answering the question. And, my thinking at the time was the only fights ahead of me are the title, which isn't going to happen anytime soon. My money ain't going to wait that long. So I need to, get a fight soon.
Get that back, right?
And then when I got on Ariel's show, I tried to reiterate that fact, and I also, illustrated the fact that I will want more money. You know what I'm saying? I am a part of. I did just headline a fight card on ESPN. In front of the whole world. I am ranked number 3 in the world. In the middleweight division. So, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? I would like, bigger paychecks.
Yeah, but
I'm also willing to fight to get those big checks as well.
What I wanted to know is that, do you fear this will have any consequences on your future matchups? Like, do you think this will slow down the momentum that you're currently having?
No, I don't. I would hope not. Shit, I didn't say anything to hurt anybody's feelings. Everybody else is saying things, So, what other people say is not my responsibility. What I say is mine. And if people want to say that I said something that I didn't say, then we need to have a talk about that. Don't talk to somebody else. Talk to me about what I said. And on top of that, you got to be somebody that that's worthy of being talked to, first of all, because there's a lot of people out there speculating and commenting and doing all that stuff and jumping in my DMs and commenting on my posts and saying this and saying that. And, I just feel disrespected, sort of,
Right.
And I can't reach through these phones and slap the shit out of everybody who's talking their crap. But even though I would like to. But anyway, it is what it is. No, I don't expect any negative repercussions because, again, my intent was only to illustrate that I can't wait for the champion and the contender to fight. So it's either a contender's fight or the title fight. And that's it.
Well, I hope that doesn't come to anything else. I really get where you're coming from, and I guess that you're presenting yourself with such respect and such high regard about your activity and what you bring to the table that I really think that you're doing it the right way. This is I think, the proper way to set up this conversation for the future, because there's a lot of people who want to talk about this, and you using your platform and your position in one of the biggest fights in your career, I really respect that as a fan. So I really thank you for bringing that up personally. There's two things that I want to leave with. One of them is, well, you were in the same card as another Chilean guy that really killed it. Do you have any thoughts on that Ignacio Bahamondes knockout?
That was beautiful, perfectly timed, beautiful execution of the kick, especially after 3 rounds of a hard fight, the pressure that he was putting on, and the fact that he was winning that fight and threw that shot at the end, is going to really play well into his hand. He may, I don't know, was that his second fight? He may get a contract. He may get a new contract after that. So that was awesome. When I saw it, I was thinking, man, I should try that shit in my fight, because these guys were making it really hard to get a bonus that night.
Yeah, so, it was a cluttered night, man. They had to take some big decisions out of all the good performances we had.
Yeah, all the performances went to the prelims outside of Pantoja.
Right. Hey, man.
All the other performances went to the prelims.
Well, final question from me, because I know you're a busy man. There's a lot of things you need to go to do, and there's a kid waiting for his daddy. So what's next for you, man? I know that the number 3 sets you up for major fights in the horizon. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on how do you feel the title picture will come, and do you think you're next in line? Do you think you'll have to fight your way through another 1, maybe 2? I don't know. How do you feel about it today?
Well, today, we got a bunch of middleweight fights on the horizon. Brunson Till, Vittori Costa.
Right.
I'm not sure when that one's happening, but yeah. And we got time, of course. If they're going to make the Whitaker and Adesanya fight, we got time to see what happens between those two matches. I personally would like to fight again by the end of the year or the beginning of next year. Yeah, that's what I would like. If it's a title shot, I'm gonna say hell yeah. And as long as it's a contender's fight, I would say yes. So I'm just going to stay ready. I'm going to watch these fights with, occupational or with, because of my occupational interest. Of course, I'm a fan as well, but I'm just going to see what happens.
Yeah, let's just see where the chips fall. And I know Jared Cannonier will be there ready to pounce on whoever's next, man. I really want to thank you, Jared. I really appreciate having you here just a few days after such an amazing performance. So if I could let you off with a little time for you to address the South American fans, all the Spanish-speaking fans that are following your career, if you want to give them a shout-out, whatever you want to say, man, it's all good.
All right. Well, I haven't been brushing up on my Spanish. I did learn a little bit, but not enough right now.
Give me your best Spanish line, man. I know Javi. Oh. You got to make Javi proud, baby.
I've actually said to him, "Vamos, hermano."
Vamos, hermano.
So yeah, we were about to spar, and he was doing something. I said, "Vamos, hermano." So I told him, "Let's go, brother."
Exactly.
So I was ready to. Yeah. But to all my Spanish speaking fans, I really do appreciate the support. And I'm going to continue doing my very best to make you guys proud and keep you guys very entertained.
Well, guys, there you have it. I'm here with Jared Cannonier, number 3 ranked middleweight contender in the world. Thank you so much, Jared, for taking the time for being in Fordewin MMA. I hope to have you again before your next fight, my brother.
Absolutely. You got my number now. So
yeah, baby. We're connected now. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jared. Yeah. Have a good one.
I'm prepared for the shit. You like a tea with a kid. No idea what's coming, bitch. You'll learn real quick, bitch. I got double digits in my hit list. Switch it. Southpaw written. I'm relentless. Sickness. I make no excuses, no bitches. Stitches. In your future is just business. Been through hell and back on our way to the top. Ain't got no time to relax. Always working, no stop. Leave my soul on the track. Bounce your head off the mat. This is one stop shop. Got what you need in the back. Coming for the win, no weakness. Kote on a mission, no secret.